Hey guys, Alberto here. Welcome to another set review for Yu-Gi-Oh, the trading card game. So today we're going to be talking about Dark Neostorm, which is coming out later this week, at least as a sneak peek for most of America and I believe South America and Europe, TCG type of stuff. So today, we're just going to go over some highlights I think people look out for. And remember, this is a 100 card set and there's 27 cards out here. So just be sure, just remember, like, there's other commons and stuff that you might be interested in too. The full spoiler list has been leaked or announced or whatever, so be on the lookout for that. Just Google it. Anyway, we're going to talk about some different archetypes that comes out, and one thing I want to talk about is dangers. I've always been iffy on dangers when they first came out in the TCG, and they got new support. Not so much as the monsters, as new monsters, but like equip spells as a trap. I believe these take up 3 slots if I remember correctly. 2 new spells, including an equip and a trap. So I kind of wanted to talk about this because I thought they were going to be like, with how much they can special summon, that would kind of be like of a link spam deck, but we haven't seen any of those. So I think this is the last wave of support. And I know a lot of people are kind of fed up with dangers, and I'm like, I really don't care for dangers, but dangers do help like smaller decks turbo out. So like it's a mixed feeling on everyone, on most people, but the fact that we didn't get any new Time Thief, and I think it's because they just wanted to like push dangers a little bit more. Just because like people was always been iffy about them. Not so much gameplay wise. Gameplay wise, they're really good. Like in that competitive level, there are Danger Thunder Dragons are a deck. There are a bunch of other like Danger variants, like Danger Orcus, which we'll be talking about Orcus later. Was first of all is my personal favorite deck. Orcus Dangers happen to work well with them and help them fuel their plays, which I'm probably gonna step away from that a little bit more. So, regardless, I think this is gonna be like hopefully the last line. And speaking of TCG exclusive archetypes, I do want to just talk about Valkyries for a second. And we kind of understand with where they're going, right? They're just an OTK regular monster deck. They have spells and stuff that helps clear the board and help special summon the Valkyries. Like Urda just works well with the level 1 that came out in I believe it was Savage Strike. The one that's basically Altergeist Multivagor. Full Valkyries that special summons another Valkyrie from deck. That card's kind of broken, and it would work well with this because this effect is like all your monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack, and they're banished, so it's like hard recurrence. So the point of Valkyries, and this is kind of how it was in the anime too, it's like you go second, blind second, you do as much damage to your opponent, to their monsters, disrupt them by either like banishing them, bouncing them back to the hand, make them start from square one, everything bounces back to the hand or whatever, and you set a bunch of floodgates, I believe is how the deck would work. And you know, that doesn't really work too well. So I really don't understand why they're pushing this archetype so much, just because it's a DM deck. But it is what it is, I guess. Can't really fault it too much. Next, we're going to talk about Assault Mode. Assault Mode, and I believe there's Halberd Cannon. Halberd Cannon was already very annoying to summon playing TGs. Like back when TGs were really relevant, and I use that term loosely. They barely went to the synchros. They were like a control deck. Like when most people think of TGs, they think of Hyper Librarian, and that's it. Never forget there's Halberd Cannon, there's Blade Blaster, and stuff like that. So, I mean, this card is really good. When your opponent would summon a monster and negate the summon, and then banish that monster. It's really good. Also, all of your opponent's special summon monsters. Yeah, that's really good. The problem is, like, you have to make this thing. Because, yeah, there's ways to get it out, but then you have to go through all the TG stuff, and it's like, why bother? Yet, I mean, this is the only way you could do it is like you special summon like Formula Synchron because this is a tuner or whatever, or literally whatever monster you can use this and special summon this guy, or start on assault mode. Like those are two of the probably the better assault modes you can use in the deck. So I don't know. I think this is going to be like a tier 3 deck. And it's going to be super inconsistent, but we'll see. I mean, honestly, if any deck needs dangers, it's probably these guys. Just because, like, Tuner can help special summon said Tuner, Synchro, shit like that. Next, where we going to go? This is the only, like, real important Salamangreat card that's coming out in the set. It's not really... It's probably, like, a 1 of or a 2 of if you all are going to play Salamangreats. Another thing I kind of want to talk about is Destiny Hero. So yeah, this is probably one of the more broken ones. Is Draw Guy. If this card is special summoned by effect of a hero mon, each player draw 1 card, and then during the next Stamina phase after this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon the card but banish it when the leaf field. So there's like it's a level 4, so there's like Great Force to get around that summoning condition. But honestly, you're just going to be using Poly or whatever way to get this guy out. And if this guy pops, is destroyed by battle or card effect, he special summons 3 Destiny Hero monsters. Level 9 low is irrelevant. Most of them are like level 9 or lower, I think, except like some of the big fusion guys. Like you can't special summon Blood or whatever that fusion name is. Like prevents like the higher level fusion, like Dustopia. I don't. You think you can special summon if using this card if it's destroyed, but it's whatever, right? You just keep special summoning this guy, drawing cards, and it also I did not put the Link 2, but the Link 2 is also coming in that set. So there's just like a lot of synergy. It's actually not terrible. I just don't think it's enough to make the deck like super relevant, but it might be a fun thing for your locals if you're into heroes, especially Destiny Heroes, because Destiny Heroes has always been like on the back burner in the hero archetypes. One of the last... we can talk about Super Quantals first. They're getting a lot of support. I'm actually been slowly picking all these the support up. Thank God for the OTS reprints of Red Layer and the XCs. Those were starting to get expensive. But this guy is actually really neat. You can send a non-light Super Quantal monster from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon it. It's really nice. Then you can send one. It's a Foolish, right? Yeah, and becomes that level. So it just hopes to turbo out the Xyz. This guy is broken. Like it's just like effect value on the field. It's really really neat. And then they got a Link monster. Like what? I mean, it's steep. I think I would have preferred like a Link 2. Because honestly, 3 materials is nice, but the effect is kind of lackluster. Each time a super quant, so different name is from a zone, from the cards you control special summon from your extra deck to the cards points to draw 1 card, and then it gives these monsters floating effects, which is nice. But for a Link 3 to get levels like 5 and 7, and I believe 4 and 3, right? Your Ouroboros is like a 4, and Grand Pulse is a 3, which is fine in most decks, but in Super Quantals, it's kind of a little bit awkward. So, because not every monster can special summon themselves. So, like, this guy, I think Alphen and the level 5 can, like, all kind of special summon themselves. I think the level 5 Red Layer is, like, you can... If you control no cards, you can normal summon this without tributing or some shit. But, yeah, I think you can get away with playing like Galaxy Soldier in this deck because of it. It's really nice. It might be something worth experimenting. Just generic cards we want to talk about before we talk about the last 2 things I want to talk about. Cherubini, yay. Firewall, Exceed, Dragon, I guess we'll just talk about. Because these are probably going to be in decks that just plays. Oh yeah, you can use this with because this is a 4, this is a 1. Yep, you can use this because it's generic level 5 synchro. But yeah, Firewall, Sea Dragon, If this format was slower, this actually probably would have been a decent card, but it's not. So, seeing on the back burner. Number double X, Infinity Dark Utopic. Okay then. There's like, its special summon effect is cool from a gameplay standpoint, but it's not really all that. What else do we got? We got Mega Knight Crusader Astrum. This is probably another one of those. Reminds me of Goki the Master Ogre, or whatever the other Link 4. Kind of reminds me of that, except better, obviously. Now, this Link 7 card you go sent to the graveyard by opponent's card. You can shuffle one card on the field into the deck. That's really nice. Like, this is a much better boss monster. This is probably going to be a one of in most decks, so if you can get it, it's a secret rare. Great, you just have yourself a one of boss monsters like Borreload, Borreload, and stuff like that. Cherubini, everybody's been asking this for a while. It's the Xyz set, I guess. There's a lot of Xyz monsters. A decent amount, I should say. So, yay, Cherubini. Second to last but not least, we're getting World Legacy and Orca support. I'll also just mention like Cynet Mining's a really good generic Cynet card. If you're into Cybers, this actually would be really nice when Cybers like able to link spam. In retrospect, but we got the level 9 Nightmare stuff like Deus Ex Crawler. This one's probably just the better one because this is supposed to out extra links. Problem is, extra links aren't really a thing anymore because Firewall got banned and there's very few decks. I'm pretty sure you can probably still do it with like Goki or Spiral, but those cards got really hit. Like Goki really needed Firewall, and there's just inconsistency in Spiral extra links, so nothing really too big to worry about. You just make big boss monsters and negates anyway. But yeah, then you have the Infernity Bear Fortress, which is what I'm excited for. This is a broken card. This is probably be highly sought. Shiro Orcas Dingrusu, or Lingrusu of the Morning Star, I think is what it's translated to in the TCG. It's a freaking awesome name. I'm sorry, but I'm going to do my best to get like a place out of this card. This card's like low-key broken. And I really hope, like, I think this is obviously going to be the last wave of support, but like, dang, man. It's really cool. Like, this is the last of all the World Legacy support. And honestly, World Legacy support has been really good. It's been a while since, I shouldn't say a while, True Draco's technically like story support, and Zodiac. That's been like sheer broken and really good. So enough about that. The last thing I want to talk about before I take up like 20 minutes in this video, because we're at like 13, is 2 new hand traps. This one being a TCG exclusive. Now, I think these 2 cards are okay. This one I think is the better of the 2. No Material, which is the TCG exclusive hand trap, and Nolan and Blooming Dogwood, or I think it's like Ghost Sister and something Dogwood in the TCG translation. I don't remember. I had to close all my tabs so my RAM doesn't crash my computer. But yeah, what's this? Oh yeah, we already talked about heroes. But No Material, that's my phone going off. No Material, it's honestly really good. It's a blind second card. It would be even better if this was a tuner, but it's not. It's kind of a brick though. I mean, you run 3 just to see it, but like if your opponent like also bricks, this card's just dead. Plus, there's also other ways around it. Like, this could probably be easily baited if you don't know what you're doing. And, well, that's a lot of thing with hand traps. But, I don't know. I think this card is decent, but it can get around. Like, other really good decks can play around it. So, I don't know how much this is going to get sided. Obviously, it's going to get sided at first. Because once you resolve it, people probably don't know what to do. But, like, later in the format, it's going to be, like, kind of useless. And then this girl, this card is supposed to be FTKs, but they messed up. Like, it only does so much against, like, yeah, you gain life points, you go to the attack of that monster until the end phase, each time your opponent special summons. So you're going to be gaining a lot of life, and if you do not gain life points, halve your life points, which you're going to friggin'. So this will do these things. This is supposed to be another maxi. Like, cool life points, but your opponent can just also, like, pass and then you just take half, and then time is called around. Or like if they're gonna FTK you, then this wouldn't even matter, just because like they're slowly gonna whittle you down, and they're just gonna infinite loop you anyway with that said burn. So which FTKs aren't really a thing anymore. So because they hit a lot of cards for that. So I think this is kind of useless. This is probably like maybe for another format. Like I think this is the main reason like Gandora FTK. Like they made this for the Gandora FTK in the OCG. But like even the Gandora FTK got around this. There's different rulings here in America, so we obviously can't do, and the TCG I should say, so we can't do the Gandora FTK. I really wanted to try. I picked up a Gandora X. It just seemed really dumb how that worked, but that's not how that works. So yeah, this card, it's probably gonna be like the $5 secret. If anything, this one's probably gonna be ridiculously high until like 3 weeks after the set comes out. So be on the lookout for that. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you like get ideas of what you want from Dark Neostorm. This set's not going to be as good as Savage Strike, in my opinion. But I guess it's more for the casual fans, because how many like assault modes have never been like super relevant. Valkyrie's like a fun like DM deck that people that really like the show is going to want to play. Like at the very top is the important cards for the competitive scene, but the rest is kind of like for casual players. So I think this is just a okay set overall. If you really, well, this is a set review. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you do. My normal FGO guys, there will be a video this week on our next FGO servant theory crafting, so be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout on my streams as well. I stream every other day, starting from Tuesdays, Thursdays, hopefully on Saturdays it's iffy, then Sundays as well. This past Sunday was Easter, so I couldn't stream. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.